6:42 on your Tuesday morning, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we know many of you are preparing your Thanksgiving dishes. So to help out all the cooks out there, we are sitting down once again with USC chef instructor Robert Lybrand this morning to answer a few of your questions. Thanks for sticking around, Chef. Now I want to get to our first viewer question here this morning. Our viewer says, "Hi, Chef. I start off baking my turkey upside first for a couple of hours and then flopping it over to complete the cooking. Is that safe?" That's coming from our friend in Northeast Columbia.
So I don't really know that we need to flip it over if we've got the whole bird. I'm assuming we're probably doing that to maybe help with some of the browning or keep it from browning too much. We can just put a piece of tin foil over it, kind of tin it a little bit. So we can just leave it upright. It's going to cook a lot better. It's going to cook a lot more even that way.
All right, Chef, we have another viewer question we want to get to. This is from Bree in Lexington, who says, "Hi, Chef. What are the best things you can do to ensure that your turkey does not overcook?"
Well, like we talked about earlier, being able to brine the turkey is going to help a lot as far as the moisture goes, but we just need to check the temperature. We need to keep an eye on it and check the temperature in the breast. Make sure when we get to about 158 to 160, we can actually go ahead and pull the turkey out and let it rest on the stove, on the counter for a little while, and it will continue to cook up to the 165 that we need it to be at. So that's going to help us a lot to make sure it's not overcooked.
Yeah, the letting it rest is a good tip to keep all those juices inside. Right. Let's get to another viewer question. Chef, what is the heaviest bird you would suggest buying? Now, that is a good question. That's from Chris in Northeast Columbia, because you can find some pretty big ones at the grocery store, and often those are the ones that are left if you're last minute shopping.
Right. I mean, obviously you want to look at how many people you're going to be serving, and you also want to look at what you've got to cook it in. So are you going to be frying it? Are you going to be roasting it? The larger it is, it's going to take a lot longer to roast it or to smoke it or to fry it. So you need to look at how you're going to cook it, and then how many people you're going to serve. So I try to stick around a 20-pound bird, something like that. And if I need to get a couple of them and maybe cook them a couple of different ways, we can always do that.
Oh, I like that variation. All right, we've got one more viewer question this morning. This is from Bob in Branchville. He says, "Hi, Chef. I forgot to take my turkey out of the freezer. How can I make sure it will be ready by Thursday?" Bob, you might be in trouble.
Uh-oh,
It's
Bob.
okay, Bob.
All right, Bob, so here's what we can do. We don't want to have the Wednesday night special where we leave it sitting out on the counter all night because that can cause bacteria to grow. But what we can do is get you a clean bucket or a really large pot, put the turkey in there, take it out of its wrapper, put it in there, and let cold water run over it while it's sitting in the sink. That's going to speed up the thawing process, and you should be good to go for Thursday.
All right, Chef. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom, your knowledge, your cooking advice. Are you doing the cooking this Thanksgiving, Chef?
I'm doing some of it. My family's doing some of it as well. But I'll cook the turkey, that's for sure.
There you go.
He's in charge of the turkey, and clearly he knows his turkeys. He's got every trick in the book.
Yes, well, we thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate all your advice. And again, we can't wait to put some of these tips into action.